Hello and welcome back to the English Conversation Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Daniel. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Today, we're talking about one of the most common topics in daily conversation, weekends.
That's right. Whether you're making small talk at work, chatting with friends, or just meeting someone new, weekends always come up. It's a great way to build connections and keep conversations going.
I know for me, weekends are special. They give me time to relax, try new things, and spend time with my loved ones. What about you, Sarah?
For me, weekends mean a chance to recharge and maybe discover something new. Sometimes I explore new places or just stay home with a good book.
And today, we're going to help you talk about your weekends in English. We'll teach you useful questions, natural answers, and fun ways to describe your favorite weekend activities.
Throughout this episode, you'll learn how to confidently talk about your past weekends, make plans, and share stories, all in clear, easy-to-use English.
So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started.
Let's jump in and make talking about your weekends in English super simple. Let's start with some of the most common questions people ask about weekends in English. Daniel, what's a classic question you hear on Mondays?
Definitely. How was your weekend? It's the most popular question you'll hear at work, school, or even with friends.
That's right. Some other ways to ask are, did you do anything fun this weekend? What did you get up to? Or simply, anything exciting over the weekend?
These are all friendly and casual ways to show interest and start a conversation. You don't need to use formal language for weekend small talk.
And when you ask these questions, try to sound curious and open. For example, let's act it out. Hey, Daniel, how was your weekend?
It was great, thanks. I went hiking on Saturday. How about you, Sarah? Did you do anything fun?
I caught up on some reading and cooked a new recipe. Did you get much time to relax?
Yes, I really needed it. Listeners, try repeating these questions after us. How was your weekend? Did you do anything special? What did you get up to? Anything exciting over the weekend?
Awesome! Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect yet. Practice makes perfect. You can use these questions with anyone.
And remember, starting a conversation about weekends is a great way to connect and learn more about people.
Coming up next, we'll show you some natural ways to answer and add more detail to your weekend stories. Now that you know how to ask about someone's weekend, let's talk about how to answer and how to make your answer more interesting. Daniel, how would you answer, how was your weekend?
I might say, it was good, thanks. I went hiking with some friends on Saturday. Notice how I didn't just stop at, it was good. I added a detail about what I did.
Exactly. Adding a detail or a feeling makes your conversation more engaging. You can say things like, it was relaxing, or it was busy, or it was fun, but tiring.
Here's another sample answer. Nothing special. I just relaxed at home and watched some movies. And you can make your answer longer. Sunday was busy. I cleaned the house and did some shopping.
Don't be afraid to share your feelings or opinions, too. For example, I tried a new restaurant and the food was delicious. Or, I met my cousins and it was great to catch up.
Let's give our listeners a tip. Try to answer with 3 parts. How your weekend was, 1 or 2 things you did, and how you felt about them.
I'll model it for you. My weekend was great. On Saturday, I went to the park and read a novel. It was so peaceful to just sit and enjoy the afternoon.
Now, you try. When someone asks, "How was your weekend?" answer with what you did and how it made you feel.
And if you want to keep the conversation going, ask them back. How about you? What did you do this weekend?
Exactly. Practice both asking and answering. It will help you sound natural and friendly.
Coming up next, we'll introduce some popular activities you can talk about to make your weekend stories even better. Now, let's talk about the typical activities people do on weekends and learn some great vocabulary you can use.
Weekends are a great time to relax or do something fun. Here are some common activities: going hiking, meeting friends, playing sports, watching movies, shopping, doing chores, going out to eat, visiting family, going to the park, taking a short trip, reading a book.
Now, let's try putting some of these in sentences. Repeat after us, listeners. I like going hiking on Sundays. On weekends, I usually meet friends and watch movies. I spend time with my family every weekend.
Don't forget simple activities like relaxing at home, cooking, or catching up on sleep. For example, I love relaxing at home because it's peaceful.
Now, let's try adding time expressions like every weekend, sometimes, usually, or once a month to give your answer more detail.
Let's do a quick pronunciation practice. I usually go shopping on Saturdays. Sometimes I go to the park with my kids.
Great job! Using these expressions will make your conversation much more natural. Listen for these activities in English conversations and practice saying them out loud.
Next, we'll model role-play conversations to help you use these words in real-life situations.
Now it's time for some role play. Daniel and I will act out a few conversations about weekends to help you hear and practice natural English.
Sounds good, Sarah. I'll start. Imagine we just met at work on Monday morning. Hi, Sarah. How was your weekend?
Hi, Daniel. It was great, thanks. I went hiking with some friends. How about you?
That sounds fun. I just stayed home and relaxed. Did you try anything new?
Yes, I tried a new coffee shop near the park. The coffee was amazing. Let's practice some shadowing. How was your weekend? I went hiking with my friends. Did you try anything new?
Here's another one. Let's say we're neighbors running into each other. Hey, Sarah, what did you get up to this weekend?
Hi, Daniel. I visited my family and we had a barbecue. What about you?
I went to a concert on Saturday night. It was incredible. Now your turn. Try these lines. Speak out loud. What did you get up to this weekend? I visited my family. It was amazing.
Practicing like this will give you confidence and make talking about your weekends easy and natural.
Remember to listen carefully, repeat, and practice these conversations until they become second nature.
Next, we'll focus on talking about past weekends using the simple past tense. Now, let's focus on how to talk about past weekends using the simple past tense. Daniel, why is this important?
Because when you talk about what you did last weekend, you're sharing specific information. In English, we often use the simple past for this.
That's right. You'll hear sentences like, I went to a concert, I visited my family, or I watched a movie.
Here are some common verbs you can use in the past tense. Went, did, watched, played, cooked, and visited.
Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I went hiking on Saturday. I watched a new movie on Sunday. We visited my grandparents.
To make your story clearer, you can add time expressions like last weekend, on Saturday, or on Sunday evening.
For example, last weekend I went to a restaurant with friends. Or, on Sunday I cleaned my apartment.
When you want to connect activities, you can use words like then, after that, or later. For example, I went hiking on Saturday morning, then I met some friends for coffee.
Try making your own sentences now. Think about what you did last weekend and say it aloud using the simple past.
Remember, practice helps make this feel natural. The more you practice, the easier it gets.
Next, we'll talk about how to discuss your weekend plans using the future tense. Now that we've talked about past weekends, let's look ahead and learn how to share your weekend plans using the future tense. Daniel, what are some common ways to talk about future plans?
One popular way is to use I'm going to plus an activity. For example, I'm going to visit my family this weekend. You can also say I plan to or I hope to.
Right. These phrases let you share what you intend or expect to do. Here are some examples. I'm going to relax at home. I plan to meet some friends. I hope to try a new restaurant.
Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I'm going to watch a movie. I plan to go hiking. I hope to finish my book.
You can also use I'll probably if you're not 100% sure. For example, I'll probably clean the house on Saturday.
When making plans, it's also common to use time expressions like this weekend, on Saturday, or in the evening.
Combining these phrases with time words gives your listener a clear idea of your weekend plans. For example, I'm going to visit my parents on Sunday morning.
Don't forget, you can also invite people by saying, would you like to join me? Or make suggestions like, let's go to the park this weekend.
Great tips. Try talking about your own weekend plans out loud using these expressions.
And next, we'll share some weekend traditions from different places around the world.
It's interesting to remember that weekends aren't the same everywhere in the world. Daniel, can you share some examples?
Sure. In many Western countries, like the US and Canada, the weekend means Saturday and Sunday, time for rest and fun. But in some Middle Eastern countries, the weekend might be Friday and Saturday.
That's right. And how people spend weekends can be very different too. For example, in Spain, there's a tradition called siesta, a short nap in the afternoon.
Yes, and in Japan, some people enjoy visiting hot springs or onsen for relaxation on weekends.
In other places, weekends are for family gatherings like barbecues or special meals. What's important is the chance to recharge and connect with people you care about.
Listeners, think about how weekends are special in your country. Sharing your traditions can be a great conversation starter.
Exactly. Talking about weekends can help you learn about new cultures and make your English conversations more interesting. It's time for phrase and pronunciation practice. Daniel, What should we focus on today?
We'll practice some key phrases from today's lesson that will help you sound natural when talking about your weekends.
Let's start with the question everyone loves to ask. How was your weekend? Repeat after me, listeners. How was your weekend?
Great. Now some answers. Try saying, "It was great, thanks." I went hiking on Saturday. I relaxed at home and watched movies.
Remember to say each phrase clearly and with natural intonation. Let's practice the last one together. I relaxed at home and watched movies.
Don't forget these useful future phrases. I'm going to visit my family this weekend. I plan to try a new recipe.
Try saying these with a natural rhythm. Ready? I'm going to visit my family this weekend. I plan to try a new recipe.
Last one. Would you like to join me? This is a polite way to invite someone to do something.
Keep practicing these phrases until they feel comfortable. You can use them in real conversations every weekend.
Awesome work today. Coming up next, we'll share some personal weekend stories.
Now, Daniel, let's make our conversation more personal. Sharing your own stories about weekends helps make your English more natural and interesting.
Great idea, Sarah. I'll start. Last weekend, I went hiking with some friends. We climbed a small mountain, and the view from the top was amazing. It was tiring, but really rewarding.
That sounds wonderful. I had a quiet weekend. I spent Saturday reading a novel I love, and on Sunday, I cooked a new recipe for dinner. It was fun trying something different in the kitchen.
Listeners, try sharing your weekend stories with a friend or practice telling them out loud. Use words about activities, feelings, and time.
Don't worry about making mistakes. The important thing is to express yourself and share your experiences.
Here's a helpful question to start. What did you do last weekend? Or, can you tell me about your favorite weekend memory?
Practice this today, and soon you'll feel confident talking about your weekends in English.
We covered how to ask common questions like, "How was your weekend?" answered with details about activities and feelings, and practiced the simple past tense to talk about what happened last weekend.
We also learned phrases to share future plans, like, I'm going to visit my family this weekend, and important vocabulary for typical weekend activities.
Remember, practicing these phrases out loud and sharing your own weekend stories will boost your confidence and speaking skills.
So keep practicing, listen to English conversations, and try to talk about your weekends with friends or classmates.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the English Conversation Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment telling us about your weekend, and share this with your friends.
We'll see you next time. Keep practicing and happy learning.